We entered the pyramid at exactly 2 a.m. The desert was silent, the air heavy with an eerie stillness. The only sound was the distant whisper of the wind against the ancient stones. My friends, Yusef, Ali, Sarah, and I stood before the small, hidden entrance we had spent hours searching for. We knew it was reckless, but the thrill of discovering a secret, lost to time, was too tempting to resist. With flashlights in hand, we squeezed through the narrow opening and into the darkness beyond. Inside, the air was thick, not just with dust, but with something else. Something old, something rotten. The deeper we moved, the more suffocating the silence became. Our footsteps echoed in an unnatural way, as if the walls themselves were listening. Every now and then, we thought we heard whispers, but whenever we stopped to listen, there was nothing. Then, without warning, a gust of freezing air rushed past us, carrying with it the scent of decay. Sarah gasped. "Did you feel that?" We all had. It was impossible. There was no wind inside a sealed pyramid. That was when we saw it, a narrow, unmarked passage leading downward. It wasn't on any map we studied. The walls were different from the rest of the pyramid. Darker, rougher. The hieroglyphs weren't just carved. They were burned into the stone, as if scorched by something unnatural. Ali hesitated. "Guys, this doesn't feel right." But curiosity was stronger than fear. We kept going. The passage led to a vast chamber, larger than anything we had seen in pictures. Our flashlights flickered against the high walls, revealing towering statues of ancient gods, their stone eyes staring down at us with an intensity that felt almost alive. But our eyes weren't on the statues. In the center of the room stood a massive stone sarcophagus, covered in intricate carvings that seemed to glow faintly in the dim light. And then we noticed something that made our blood run cold. Our shadows were moving. But not like normal shadows. They twisted, stretched, bending in ways that didn't make sense. Ali took a shaky step forward. "This isn't right. We need to go." Before he could finish, a deep, inhuman voice rumbled through the chamber, making the very walls tremble. "Those who awaken the dead shall suffer the wrath of the gods." The words weren't just spoken, they were felt. A vibration in our bones, a whisper in our minds. Ali stumbled back, dropping his flashlight. It rolled across the ground, the beam illuminating something we wished we hadn't seen. The lid of the sarcophagus was moving. A heavy grinding noise filled the chamber as the ancient coffin creaked open inch by inch. A thick black mist seeped from within, curling around our feet like living smoke. Then two glowing red eyes appeared in the darkness inside the coffin. We couldn't move. Something was in there. Something was waking up. Before we could react, the entire chamber...
We didn't stop running until we were out of the pyramid, gasping for air, our bodies drenched in cold sweat. But the terror didn't end there. Back at the hotel, we checked the photos we had taken inside. There was one of Yusef standing beside us, but his face wasn't right. His skin was gray, his eyes were black, and behind him, there was a shadow. A tall, twisted figure with long, bony fingers resting on his shoulder. We realized then Yusef hadn't just disappeared. Something had taken him. We knew we had no choice. If there was any chance of saving Yusef, we had to go back. Armed with an ancient book on Pharaohs' curses and torches instead of flashlights, we returned to the pyramid. The entrance seemed different this time, as if it was expecting us. Inside, the walls had changed. There were new hieroglyphs, ones that hadn't been there before. They read, "You have returned, but will you leave again?" The chamber was waiting for us, and so was Yusef. but the thing sitting on the stone throne in the middle of the room